Hey guys, I'm going to stack a few things today. I've got my Cognomovement ball. I'm going to use the discipline of Cognomovement. I learned this from a practitioner the other day. And I'm also using a track from Maitreyafields called Tong-Ren. The name Tong-Ren comes from a Chinese acupuncture system. They lean heavily on some points within the spine called the Huato Jiaji points. I've used those points a lot in my own practice. For the longest time, I didn't know when to use them. I kind of got lucky when I had success with them, and then I got unlucky sometimes too. And now I kind of have some explanation, some sort of rationale, and that they generalize just like all the other points within the body. Sometimes certain areas of the body get selectively injured. Which would imply that the tissue and the cerebellum are in sync, all to keep your head in a certain orientation in space, to keep you neutral to the horizon for your good. It might not seem that way, and then to clear those out, oftentimes there's lots of ways to clear those out. But if you palpate them, and you flex the head on the neck or you flex the ankle while you palpate those, it usually clears them out and they're gone. There's certainly things that could bring that status back, but by and large they're gone. I am taking the point of reference that this track tonifies these points within my spine. I've used this track quite a lot, and I've used this movement quite a lot in my sort of rehab for this injury. This was a pretty significant one. I got it in jiu-jitsu. It's been a couple weeks now, but it has much improved over the last few days, especially after learning this idea. All right. So that being said, I'm using this point here on the ball. This represents the first chakra within the body. I'm using that as my own preference. It's not necessarily. I could certainly use the crown here. I could use the heart. I could use the solar plexus. It doesn't necessarily matter. But this is my preference. I know that my colon's involved. My pulse point is erratic for the colon. And my eyes have a little bit of trouble in this up and down range, and that relates to colon and lung, stomach and spleen. And I know in my case it triangulates enough to this idea of colon that I'm going to pick that and go with it, and that's where I've gotten the most bang for my buck so far. So that being said, I'm going to hold this ball about shoulder height to start, and I'm focused on this one here, but it's on my side, and I'm going to take this guy up and down. I'm trying to be as neutral as I can with my head. I'm going to remind myself as I do this that I'm a mammal and I breathe air. I'm going to remind myself that softness is what I want to cultivate when I do this. And I know that above the eyes is where I start to have trouble. So I'm going to stay in that range. I'm going to find a spot that's a little harder than the others, and I'm going to just move it a little bit forward and a little bit back. And remember to breathe. And remember to relax. And I'm going to take it back into movement again. Good. Now that's a lot of stimulation on my little nervous system. So I'm going to let that be for now. And if you're doing this for yourself, same goes. Okay. Now I could have added one idea that I had done earlier during the day. I want to focus on the area of my body that's injured. So something that would have been helpful is just to touch this area and take it through this range of motion while I continue to sense this area of my body. I was doing that more out of rote habit today than not, but you want to feel the sensation, especially if there's a sensation of discomfort. You want to focus on the discomfort and then watch it just kind of wash away. So I hope this is super helpful. This extends to a lot of different discomfort within the body. And I hope you get a chance to check out Maitreyafields. This particular track is called Tong-Ren. Super cool stuff. I really like her work. Thanks, guys.